This is going to be a video concerning simply more or less the NXT Season 2 and Season 3. People have asked me what I think of the winner in Kaval, what I think about the future of Nexus concerning the just finished up Season 2 of NXT and the eliminated rookies from NXT Season 2, and basically also about the upcoming Season 3 that was just announced this past Tuesday night on NXT, the season finale of Season 2. Basically starting with the Season 3 of NXT, we know they're going to be only female wrestlers, and I think this is a great opportunity for the female wrestlers to get exposure, being the next breakout star, getting a proper build-up, getting a lot of matches, a lot of airtime, promo time, and simply getting time to make themselves more valuable in the ring and bring something character-wise, because if you are on NXT you have to grow into your own. You can't just be a mainstream diva and fit in with the crowd. You've got to stick out, you've got to bring something, and to me this goes to show that from the show you might get 2 or 3 future superstar divas that will actually accomplish a lot. I hope that the wrestling fans, if they are allowed to vote along with the pros poll, shows the best diva. Because this is up to the fans, this is up to those watching. Are we going to choose a good wrestler, a female athlete, or are we going to go into the stereotypical thinking, just choosing who we think is the prettiest girl? And if we look into the divas, we've got Naomi Knight, who's currently the FCW Women's Champion, the newly crowned Women's Champion in FCW. She won a tournament this past summer, defeating Serena in the finals. She's very accomplished, she's very athletic, as you could see on the NXT Season 2 finale, where they aired a segment with her. You've got Oksana, a woman from Lithuania, a blonde girl whom I'm afraid will just turn into a stereotypical blonde, dumb Eastern European chick who doesn't know anything but being pretty. AJ Lee, very athletical as well. She's been training wrestling for about 3 years, so she is pretty accomplished in the ring for being a female wrestler. And not showing up on WWE TV so far. She's a lot better than most of the female wrestlers on WWE TV. We had this giant girl, Aloisa. She's just a freak of nature, 6'9", and if you looked when she stood next to the other divas, wow, she's gonna be mastered and well, led by none other than Vicky Guerrero, who is somewhat of an anti-diva. It's going to be a very interesting combination, to say the very least. And there is also a lot of other girls on this show, and there's going to be a lot of interest to see them. A lot of the women are indeed rookies. They've just been training wrestling for, like Jamie Keys, who's been an announcer on the NXT Season 2. She's just been a female wrestler for about 10 months or so she's really a rookie. And one of the other contestants in NXT Season 3 has only been a wrestler for about a year, not even a year, but close to a year. So they are in a true essence rookies, but all of them of course are rookies when it comes to WWE TV experience. It's going to be very interesting. And now if we go on to the winner, Kaval, well, this was a given for me. It stood between Kaval and Michael McGillicuddy since the early going for me. Alex Riley got some charisma and he's got quality, but he doesn't really go all the way through. He needs more to deepen his character. It lacks depth, it lacks direction somewhat, I think, and he needs to evolve, to become even better, to fit in, to be a real star. And I think someone of the approach said it best, that he feels like he tries to be a character but that he's not acting as himself, which could be a character, that too. But I don't really buy that. The varsity villain, and I don't remember who said that. It was perhaps Eli Cottonwood or Titus O'Neil who said that he acted like a grown-up man, believing he was still in college. He was the sports guy picking on the nerds, so to speak, and that's his problem. Kaval winning, that's great, and what happened after there was somewhat commotion. I don't really... WWE are normally very apparent, and I leave it to TNA to mess things up in the ring and making you not understand what's going on. Because normally when WWE books a schmoz, a fight, or a big gang up, you understand what's going on. but I didn't quite do that. First off, they eliminated rookies, that being Husky Harris, Eli Cottonwood, Titus O'Neil, Percy Watson, Paul Watson, and Lucky Cannon all attacked the winner Kaval. Then the pros came in. It was quite obvious they tried to save Kaval. Then came Alex Riley and Michael McGillicuddy, and they seemingly attacked the pros. But then I believe it was Alex Riley who threw Percy Watson out of the ring, and then you started to what's going on, and it looked like Titus O'Neil threw Michael McGillicuddy into the stairs. I'm not sure if I saw that right, and I also mixed up Lucky Cannon and John Morrison because they were so alike. Then all of a sudden Titus O'Neil was back in the ring alongside with Percy Watson, who was in his turn alongside with Alex Riley. So it was a very, I don't understand that really, because to me it's been quite obvious some of the rookies will join up with Nexus. People asked me if I believe all the rookies will. I'm not sure. Husky Harris felt like a given. Michael McGillicuddy would fit in there as well. So Riley, these are the three that to me feels that they fit into the Nexus the most. Alex Riley, Michael McGillicuddy and Husky Harris. Definitely Husky Harris, especially since Skip Sheffield will apparently be out for 3 to 6 months. That's very unfortunate for Skip. And they need to keep Nexus look strong. There are only 5 members right now, and I believe they will keep in this shape all the way till Night of Champions, and then from there on changes might happen. If we look at the bragging rights poster, which is out, the pay-per-view comes out in early November, late October, you can see the bragging rights logo, and the N in bragging is erased and it's replaced with a Nexus N. So it's Raw vs SmackDown, and the Nexus, the N clue of Nexus leads us into clue to believe that Nexus will have an involvement of their own, kind of like NWO used to do. NWO used to do in the WCW earlier, when the pay-per-views were co-promoted from both WCW and NWO. So Nexus will continue to grow. They will apparently be forced to be reckoned with at bragging rights, as it looks right now. And as to what pertains to these 5 members, they will expand. And interesting though is that The Miz never came out to help the pros. Neither did Cody Rhodes, and these two, as I've also said before, are potential members of the Nexus to me from the WWE side, making the Nexus look like a crop and a bunch of wrestlers, up-and-comers, and perhaps even rejected WWE wrestlers that felt they weren't respected, they aren't treated right, they are more or less exiled from the WWE roster. Miz fits in perfectly there after being ostracized more or less concerning his pride at SummerSlam, being excluded from the team. Cody Rhodes, concerning what happened when Husky Harris was eliminated, fits in there as well. So that's what I believe will happen, and Eli Cottonwood in Nexus, not so sure about that. Percy Watson, I could see him there, but his so over-the-top happy gimmick doesn't fit in there, and he's been mixing and bouncing back and forth between being a heel and a face, where remember he confronted MVP during half past the season 2 of NXT, trying to stick up to him and get in his face, then apologized the week after and said it was unprofessional, and now he was in there again. So I'm not really sure where Percy Watson fits in, and if he turns heel he can't keep this gimmick that it has right now. At least not to what as I see it. That's because that's a happy gimmick, and you can't be that happy if you're in Nexus, because Nexus is a group built on some sort of populism, being discontent with what's going on, with your personal role and your own identity and the way you're treated. That way you can't be very happy. Then I also thought of Lucky Cannon. He could fit in. People say, well, he's too happy as well, he's too kind, too nice, but to me that he is reminiscent to what Heath Slater was and Justin Gabriel was at season 1, because they were the same kind of guys. They were sort of coming from the same tree, sitting on the same branch as Lucky Cannon. They were being nice, cool dudes that you never would think anything bad of, but then all of a sudden they turned heel and they are doing it very good. So Lucky Cannon could be, if I had to pick, first off Husky Harris goes into Nexus from season 2, Then I would pick Alex Riley, fits in, or Michael McGillicuddy. That's almost a tie. And then as the fourth guy from season 2 to fit in, that'd be Lucky Cannon. And after that, I'd pick Titus O'Neil. Eli Cottonwood, don't see him there at all. He's not too good on the mic. He's not that intimidating. He's not that good of a wrestler. Percy Watson, not at all. Kaval, not at all. There you have it. That's my take on Season 3, the upcoming Season 3, only featuring Divas. That's my thoughts on the winner, Kaval, of Season 2 of NXT, and that's what I believe will happen with the eliminated wrestlers from NXT Season 2. Share your own thoughts. What do you think will happen? What's the future of Nexus? Thank you for watching, and as usual, have a nice day.